Should you go to art school? I'm standing here at the Art Center College of Design in Pasadena, California, and we're in Los Angeles County. This is where I went to school, and right now we're hanging out in this secret location. This is kind of on the outskirts. Art Center is built on top of a mountain over a valley, and right now you can see the San Fernando Mountains in the background, and it's just beautiful out here. I used to sneak out here during lunch, and I don't think students are supposed to be out here because there's mountain lions out here. True story. And but this is where I would come for lunch, and I didn't have a lot of friends. Art Center was very competitive, but I would come out here for lunch and I would just stare off, and this is kind of sad, but what I would do is I would just think about the future. And you know, I was in my young 20s, and I would just wonder, man, am I going to make it as an artist? What's going to happen for me? And you know, sometimes I would look off, I would see the moon in the sky, and I would think sad things like, man, I wonder if my family is also looking at the moon, wondering if I'm looking at it too, you know, kind of funny. But you know, and I would think about, man, am I ever going to find my significant other to share all my adventures with? And am I ever going to make money as an artist? You know, there's the saying that you'll be a starving artist, right? And so for me, it was more important to do what I wanted to do. I would be more happy living in a cardboard box, but doing what I love, than being the richest person on the planet, but just hating when the alarm clock goes off and being like, gosh, not another day of this. At that point, what difference does the money make? So, should you go to art school? My answer is yes, absolutely yes. And I'll tell you why. I think it's important to go to school to educate yourself. And some of you might say, you know what? I don't know. I know an artist or two that's professional. They never went to art school and they're doing great. Yes, I can name an artist or two as well that has found really good success, and they're a really good artist. What they did is they educated themselves. And so technically, do you need to go to art school? Okay, maybe you don't need to, but here's what I will tell you. Here's what, when people make that argument, here's what they're not thinking about. 99% of the people that are working in the creative fields, whether they're a writer, whether they're an artist, whether they're a filmmaker, whether they're a musician, whatever it is, they have gone to school. They have learned the craft, and in this industry, you're just surrounded by people who are educated in the field of choice that they're in. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. And here's why I think it's so important. When you're learning on your own, yeah, there's a lot you can do. Yeah, you can just read books on it. Why do you have to take classes? Just read books. Yeah, and you can watch YouTube videos. You can do all the things. But here's what's up. When you're doing it yourself, you are just watching the videos you want to watch, and you're doing the studies you feel like doing. You're doing the homework that you think is important. You're not doing all of the other things. And I know, you know, for me and probably for you, if you're in art school right now, you have classes where you're like, oh God, I got to take a business class and I got to take a marketing class. You know, for me, I felt at the time, I remember when I was a student, earlier when I was a student, I had to take a lot of design classes, and I just like, man, the color, just let me paint like this stupid color wheel and all these color harmonies and stuff. Who cares about that? I just wanted to learn to paint things like a photograph. That's what I wanted to learn how to do. There's so much more to art than that. And as an illustrator, illustration is design. If you don't have a good sense of design, it's all for nothing, right? So you're taking all the classes. You have experts in the industry who have curated a program where you're taking not just the classes that you think are important, but other classes you might not normally put yourself into and learn. So I think, honestly, I have to say, going to school, it is important. And you can learn all, it's plausible, you could learn all of this on your own, but are you going to? Are you gonna do that? And so what's great about school, you're put on a fast track, you're put on a program where you're gonna learn all the things and it's done in a way where you're going to get a certificate at the end where you accomplish something. You get to put that on your resume as well, which a lot of employers like to see. They like to see that you set goals, you go on a mission, you put one foot forward in front of the other, and you follow through, you make things happen. Someone who didn't go to school, I mean, yeah, it's true, the proof is in the pudding. They want to see what's in your portfolio or your demo reel. That is true. How important is the school? I don't know, but I gotta say it probably looks pretty good if you followed through on a program and you saw it through. So that's what I gotta say. I gotta say that you should be going to art school. You should find a program that's really good. Some schools are better than others, so you want to do your research with that. But I would say definitely you should be going to school if at all possible. Educate yourself and go through the program. There are classes you're probably not going to be thrilled about, like you might have to take a typography class. Oh, why? But I'll tell you, when you get into the business and you see how often you have to work with typography, with your illustration, or with anything that you're working with, it's only going to make your work that much more professional. And you're going to be working with people that are going to be spitting out the lingo. And if you don't know what they're talking about, that's going to be an issue too. So listen, hear me now, believe me later, go to school.